This video will show you how to destroy a record. Records created in university units, which do not have permanent value, will eventually need to be destroyed. There are a number of ways that records are destroyed, depending on their nature and the information they contain. Remember that non-records, such as academic articles, can be recycled or deleted from your electronic filing system when you no longer have use for them. Getting these items out of your way first will help reduce the volume of materials you are dealing with, and will make the job of managing your records easier. It's also important to remember that university records cannot be destroyed unless a retention rule exists for the records in question. This is a requirement of Alberta's Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy Act, which the University of Calgary is subject to as a public body. The first task then is to find the retention rule that applies to the records you wish to destroy. Retention rules are found on the University Archives website. A separate video is dedicated to retention rules that you may want to look at. Click on the Information Management tab, and then Master Records Retention Schedule, and then Retention Rules. Here we'll go through an example. Review the boxes at the top of the retention rule, which describe the records and the functions that led to their creation, to ensure that you have identified the correct retention rule for the records you wish to destroy. Secondly, read the bottom section of the rule to ensure that the retention period for the records has expired, and that the records can be disposed of. Be sure that you have correctly identified your unit's role as the Office of Primary or Secondary Responsibility. The disposition column in the rule will indicate the method to use in destroying the records. The university's records retention and disposition policy specifies that the destruction of certain types of records must be documented. Therefore, it is sometimes necessary to complete forms when records are destroyed. There are specific requirements for disposing of records that fall under general retention rules and for those that fall under specific retention rules. The retention rule number field at the top of the rule will indicate whether it is general or specific. First, let's look at the procedures for disposing of records that fall under general retention rules. When disposing of records under general retention rules, it is not necessary to document their destruction unless the records are being picked up from your office by the university's shredding contractor. Let's look at an example. If a general retention rule states that the records should be recycled, you should place the paper records in a recycle bin. Electronic records should be deleted from your computer. When a general retention rule states that records must be confidentially shredded, there are three options for disposing of your records. 1. You can place them in an office shredder. 2. You can place the records in a shredding console if your office has one. If you do not have one, you can request one from the University Archives. 3. You can arrange for the records to be picked up by the university's shredding contractor. To request a pickup of records for destruction, you will need to complete a confidential shredding services order form. This is located on the forms page of the University Archives website, located here. There is one form for the main campus and Faculty of Veterinary Medicine, and another for the Faculty of Medicine. Choose the appropriate form for your location and fill in the information requested, giving as much detail as you can about the records you wish to destroy. The records should be packed in disposable boxes, such as Xerox paper boxes. Do not use boxes you have received from the archives for transferring records to our office. You can put more than one type of record in a box. Just be sure to keep notes on what documents are in the boxes in case you need them again. Once your request for shredding has been approved, we will schedule your boxes for pickup by the university's shredding contractor. Since they contain confidential information, the boxes must be placed in a secure location until they're picked up. Next, you will need to complete a records destruction form, indicating the rule or rules that you are destroying records under. This form can be found on the Forms page on the University Archives website. Have the shredding company's agent sign the records destruction form when he comes to pick up the boxes. and keep a copy of the signed form for your records. The shredding contractor will take the original form to give to the university archives. Now we will move on to specific retention rules. If the records you are destroying fall under a specific retention rule, the destruction must always be documented with a records destruction form. When a specific retention rule indicates that the records can be recycled, place the records in a recycle bin and then complete a records destruction form. Send the original signed form to the university archives and keep a copy for your records. When a specific retention rule indicates that the records must be shredded, there are three options for disposing of the records. 1. You can place them in an office shredder, complete a records destruction form, send the signed original form to the university archives, and keep a copy for your records. 2. You can place the records in a shredding console if your office has one. Fill in the destruction form and have the shredding company's agent sign the form when he comes to empty the console. Keep a copy of the signed form for your records. The shredding agent will take the original form with him to the university archives. 3. You can arrange for the records to be picked up by the university's shredding contractor by filling in a confidential shredding services order form. Prepare the boxes for pickup in the same way as described for records falling under a general retention rule. Keep the boxes in a secure location until they are picked up by the shredding contractor. Fill in a records destruction form and have the shredding company's agent sign the form when he picks up the boxes. Keep a copy of the signed form. The shredding contractor will take the original form to the university archives. If there is no retention rule for the records you wish to dispose of, contact the archives at uarc@ucalgary.ca. We'll provide advice on how to manage these records. Alternatively, if the retention period for the records you wish to destroy is lengthy, you can transfer the records to the archives for storage until their retention period has expired. Archive staff will monitor the records and destroy them when their retention period has elapsed. We will also fill in all the necessary paperwork to document their destruction and provide your office with a copy of the destruction form for your records. If you have questions on other topics, please view our other videos online. If you have specific questions, please contact us at uarc@ucalgary.ca. Hopefully this video has helped, and thanks for watching.